I got a dilemma. I got that huge club layout up there that's just in a metal storage shed. And it's very uncomfortable to sit up there and work on stuff. Plus you've got all your tools here, and I drag stuff back and forth, and it just makes sense to work on it here. I want to clean up all them buildings. I got to spread them out and spread out all the pieces and organize it so I can start putting the pieces back together to the buildings they go to. They've been through an earthquake or two so far. And this is my whole area I've got to play trains in. It's like a 12 by 12 room, basically part of this shed. I don't know how many layouts a guy needs. I don't really need this layout because I've got that big monster one to play with. We're going to demo it today. I'm going to put all these in boxes, all the buildings, one box, one building. So, you know, in case something did fall off of it, at least it's in the box, so it's easy to fix. And then we'll probably pull up the track. And then I've got a big work area. 11 feet, 6 inches through here. And then over here, we got all this workbench area here. And what I plan on doing is bringing up each module, and I'm gonna model it here. I'm gonna put buildings on, I'm gonna paint it, each piece. Then I can take it back up when it's done and put it in the club layout. And if I do it right, I'll take modules that aren't in the layout currently, I'll model them here, and then when I swap it out up in there, pull a module out that I don't like, and then the club layout, the X club layout will always be running while I'm busy building this. I know it took me like forever to come up with this. That's what I'm gonna do, start packing this stuff up, and then I'm gonna bring out all the club stuff, the club buildings, and start sorting them out. I'm Ron, Classic Model Trains. Hang out with me, and I'll tell you the story of what it took to do all this. Here's one of the joys of tacking down your track. Just get I'm using little half-inch nails, very tiny ones. And then I've got this little nail, I don't know what the heck this is. It's laying around. I guess it's a little tiny side cutter. And I can get in there and I can grab a hold of these nails that were carefully driven in and pull them out. And I am using die grinder because I did solder the corners. Right here's a drop, right there. Cut these off. One over here, and that's right up against a turnout. And I didn't solder any of that. So now I can put this thing right back to work again. Also, my cork is nailed down. Same thing, because I lived through the great cork shortage of 2022. I didn't like it. So I like to reuse this stuff as much as I can. This was that stuff I spray painted gray to make it look a little better because I knew I'd never get around to ballasting this because this was never going to be my forever layout. Just a long series of pulling out the nails. Well, the buildings, they packed up quite nicely. Everything's organized, which I love. Marked, so I know what's in them, so I can find this stuff again if I need to. Trees are off. Been pulling the track up over there. Saving everything, because I didn't glue anything down. I can simply pull it out, reuse it again. And this layout table is dirty. Oh my God. I never soldered anything to the turnouts, so we can pull those and save those. I've even got the little plastic packages they go in. They're Picos, so you know they're kind of spendy. We will be done here in another 45. And after a short 2 hours, the layout's gone. I think it was here for 2 years maybe. So second one down, it was another practice layout. We are set up though with buckets because we got to organize broken building pieces and modeling stuff. So I had to bring in the boxes and make an absolute mess out of everything. And on the downside, it's probably going to smell like mouse urine a little bit because some of that stuff still got it on there just a little bit. The big stuff I've gotten taken care of already, but get started. Well, let's get started. After several hours, I've managed to drag a lot of it, most of it, I think. I know I'm missing a few things in here. And then I poured all the parts out along through here, and then I began sifting them, and then making them stacks of things that are alike. Wood, hay, barrels. What do we got here? More barrels, shipping, docking stuff, doors, windows, ladders, flags. And then I look at the buildings. I was looking at this one here, staring at it. And I'm looking, I've never seen it. I don't know what it is. And I'm like, well, it's missing a handrail. More handrails. Looks like it's missing a deck. And I look at the material that the deck looks like, and I remember, oh, well, here, this was loose. And you look at it, yeah, that fits. These handrails look like they'd be about the right size. Oh, yeah, that's what goes on there. And I'm playing like a giant game of Go Fish. Yeah, or 52 pickup or something. A lot of these buildings I've been slowly finding pieces for as time, because I've been doing this for a while now. Skylights and windows that are broken out of this one right here. And this one here, we found windows broken out of it. And also these vents that go up on the top. I just seen some of those. Here it is. It's like that card game Concentration, where you try to remember where everything is that was there, and then you put it on stuff. And I got to go through and kind of wash every one. A lot of these things here are, this is a Tyco kit by Pola. For those of you that didn't know that, Tyco had a very nice line of buildings made by Pola. And there were a lot of these. They're small. They're smaller. Well, compared to that monster thing. Jeez. I go through online and I find what the kit looks like. I stare at that. This didn't have the World Centennial Mills on it. So I just scroll and try to figure out what the thing's called until I find the kit. And then I write down who made it, what's the part number, what it's called. And I do that with every building. This helps me find the parts to go with it. I seem to be missing this one. It was here, and now it's not. And I gotta find it. I don't know what I did with it. This is what keeps a guy busy. This was the nail. So we're gonna get these in some water soaking to get the ick off of them. Plus, these parts were just poured in the same box. Fix time. Hot soapy water, Dawn dish soap. Just put the whole dang thing in there. Give it, let it soak about an hour. Of course, yeah, you lose the decals, but better than having to pee on them. I'm probably gonna lose the majority of the decals on this one. This is even detailed on the inside of it. Somebody painted the floor, but it's a biohazard. A little bit of soaking's bringing this thing around. I just did find this blue stuff right here laying around. It sticks out in my mind. Everything you see it and you just go, oh yeah. And the biggest thing is just remembering where you put it down at so you can find it again. And luckily we haven't lost any of or I guess they're still there so we can reproduce them if we had to. This one's cleaning up real nice. Luckily we haven't lost any of the stickers on it. Plus I found all this blue stuff right here, this trim. Got something to glue onto it. This day is working out all right. It's hard to clean through this billboard right here. There's a lot going on. Get that water out of there and let it air dry out. I've been scrubbing things down quite a bit, and I've got a lot of little pieces with stuff. And now I got to start gluing them all back together. I looked this up on the eBay, dug around until I found what matches it. This does say 2004 on the bottom, and it said Walthers, so it gave me something to at least start with. This one's been painted quite a bit different than the picture would show it. I like this one better. We're gonna glue this back more. It's gonna get pretty. And then I'll put it on the completed pile. I'm not gonna go through it and make you guys watch me do this, but rotate it out. This weekend, I am gluing buildings together. So here's our before, our platform. Well, this is coming along. A lot of people might not know this, but when you paint a piece, glue doesn't like to stick to the paint. The glue is actually a solvent and it melts the plastic together. But when you've got paint on it, the solvent can't get in there and it doesn't hold. It fell apart a lot because of the paint on it. So I sanded some off, run some glue down the center here, get this roof glued on. I glued this together also to give it more rigidity. Got some of these R-lease stations right here, and this roof didn't get enough glue. Keep it in place, which is weird because you can glue the heck out of them from underneath here. If one was so inclined, I'll run another bead. It hasn't been painted, so it shouldn't look like this. There's a couple of these. Already got it all washed up. Continue to the next one. Day and a half into it. These are the repaired ones so far. And looked them up to figure out who made them, what the kit number is. So I've got, cheat sheets under it. So I know what's going on. churches. Those are tough because there's about 400 of them. Pretty happy with the advancement so far, but there's not much of a dent going on in here. Oh man, what a mess. This one here is the Walthers Water Street Freight Terminal Kit. And when I got it, this roof was glued, but they glued it on. It had a huge gap down the center like this. The two roof panels didn't even touch. So I had to take it off. Luckily the glue was weak-ish, but we've got leftover debris. So I'm gonna have to kind of sand these down and clean this up. And I'm gonna glue the two roofs together on top of this, and then we'll glue the roof to this so we don't have that problem. There's also a lot of pieces to this thing that it's sort of missing, which is unfortunate. It was really nasty. We'll get it all cleaned up and see what I can do. Make it look prettier. I had a feller from the X Club showed up. His name is Richard. He was one of the electricians that did a lot of work to it. And he remembered where the modules go for the club layout. When I showed him my images and I didn't have it quite right. I had gaps in it. I couldn't quite figure it out. And he was able to correct that for me. Now I've got a digital image because I took an individual picture of every module and then I tried to put it together like a puzzle without having a picture to look at. So this right here is an overview of what it looks like from up high, way high. And we are going to zoom in on it, and I'll get it situated here so we kind of know what we're doing. We're going to start over here at this roundhouse, and this roundhouse, I think they call it the diesel roundhouse. There's two roundhouses on the thing. This is the corner of the layout. And then these areas right through here is the yard and the ladder, and I've got that portion set up right now. Now these three yard pieces that don't have any numbers above them currently, those I don't have set up. And then I've got 4, 3, and then this crazy piece here, and then 1 going into what would be known as the new steam warehouse. And that makes this side of the layout about 35 feet long, 33 feet long. And it would be 60 feet long if we had all the pieces in it. So we're gonna go around the corner here, we're gonna go around clockwise. These pieces, 19, this here was the, it was a refinery section is what it was. All the tracks, they all line up. There's the main tracks that go around the main loop varies from a minimum of 3 up to a maximum of 5. So 19, I don't know how I have a number for this one, and 23 are the refinery layout. Now we're going up into the area that we just kind of warmly refer to it as Dale's Corner, Dale's Modules. That was the one of the guys in the club, and he did a lot of modeling on these specific ones here. This is one of our corners here, and you see we've now poked out into 4 mains. This goes all the way around the corner here. This would be, see, this is 10. Each corner's 10. This would be 4. So it's 14 feet from the outer edge to the outer edge, just in this loop right here. It's got a 10-foot radius on it. Going down into it, this number 17 is where Dale had his cityscape set up at. And then I'm currently using a majority of this loop right here. I'm using 18 and 15 in the layout that I've got. We're going to be changing things around a little bit. These bridges and these roundy pieces, guys have mentioned when the passenger cars are rounding it, looks really nice. But here's where it takes a change now. So we've got this simple radius. It matches the radius of the layout, but it doesn't have a complete module to it. It looks like, you know, they were waiting to build something, or because they kept expanding it quite a bit. And then this area right through here is the Baduna Chase Terminal. It's a ship that would be up over here underneath this arrow in the kind of that green area. There was a ship there. They probably had overhead cranes and a lot of semi-trucks up in this area over here. This has got a reversing Y in it. This is an extra yard. I've never seen any pictures of this. This was built and no new pictures were ever taken of it. looping around here, module 10, and this other module here, and module 2, that is the coaling facility. This was a mine section, and it was a coal mine, and then the coal cars and stuff would be supported in through this area here. This area up here, 12, this is the lift bridge that I'm using currently, and 11. Once again, this is going to be a 14-foot circle coming around here. And then this area here was under construction. It was some of the older modules, and you can see on the modules over here, like number 2 and number 12, there's a faint white outline that you can see as we go through there. Well, that is where they took the mountains off, and they decided to redo things. The mountains are still in place over here on 25, if I can get out a little farther here. And then this other one here, I think this is called over under. And they were under construction when they lost their facility and everything went away. And now we are back to the roundhouse. So if we back out of this thing, it is 60 feet by 40 feet. Guaranteed. It's a monster for sure. I'm super glad that I had this happen. Dale and Richard from the club are the two that helped me get this all finally figured out. Now that we're slowed down right now is an excellent time to do classic model trains. Classic model of the week. Do you guys know who this is right here? If you do, type in the comments down below. If you don't, hang out to the end. Let's get back into doing some work, getting these buildings all whooped into shape and glued together. Here's another piece right here, another example how they painted it, and then they painted right where the glue goes. And I touched this thing, just picked it up with my, and this crushed. Every edge that was glued was painted, fell apart, so I had to re-glue it together, clean it off. Now I got to come by and clean all the paint right along this edge here so that this will stick, so that it'll stay. Hate it when this happens. Plus, I can't find what this is. I think it's a ash pit and lift, but I can't find it anywhere. I don't know, there's no markings on it. I'll keep a looking, but this is a tough one. I know it's missing parts. I just don't know which ones because I can't find a picture of it. Oh, we're at it hard now. Day 3 of sifting through all the parts and looking up stuff on the computer. Here, let me show you where we're at now. The parts pile has gotten quite a bit smaller. We're finding a lot of the stuff. We seem to have a lot of these guys right here. These are Tyco Main Street series buildings that are from Pola. And they all are exactly the same building. They just put different stuff on it, different words. And this one, I've always wanted it. And now that it's here, it's like, oh. But Walther's car shop. There's also a Walther's back shop that's in the water right now, because you see how funky these things are. This one to beat up. We're down to the larger ones to wash and glue. I spend time washing them, rinsing them. The car shop is in here right now because it's got, I hope that they did it with water base because the weathering is really, really bad. It's in the windows. You know, guy can wish. Come out here to the dung pile. I haul these in at nighttime because I don't want the wind to come up and blow all my papers away. Identifying what they are, whose they are, wetting, drying them off, different variations of ones I'm finding. It is sort of fun. I like organizing and I like polishing turds and I like trying to fix stuff that other people would throw away. Most of the mouse urine has been washed off, you know, so the cabin doesn't have that smell. It never did because I'd already gotten all the bad ones already. Thank goodness. The little lady would have gotten mad at me if I stunk the place up. Well, I'm going to keep plugging along here, gluing stuff together. I can't believe that I actually found this hand railing. And now we'll see if I can't believe that I actually managed to put it back on. I always like to get my finger in it, and then it immediately bonds to my skin. And then I try to pull my hand away, and I can't because, you know, I'm stuck. That just really brought this one right back around. That looks fantastic. This is a really nice one because it's got a full interior in it. Can you see that? Look at that. Holy moly. So then you gotta leave the roof nut glued on so you can take the roof off and show it off, I guess. We've been having a little problem with these larger buildings. The biggest problem is that every ounce of glue that they used is just quit being glue. You can just push it. I can take this whole building apart like nobody's business. The walls are coming off, and this is happening to anything that's large. I touch it, it's falling apart. These car shops, they were so bad, they are so bad that they're not, the building needs to be completely rebuilt. And I guess that's fine, because then I can spray the bricks red. I can make the building look better. I can get rid of this really bad weatherization that's going on it. This is a good weatherization. This was really dirty, and I just put the whole thing in the sink and let it soak, and it came out amazing. That's nice. But every one of these, the glue is just not holding. This is day 4 now of working on this stuff, so there's just no way I am going to be able to rebuild all these in just one video. Everything's small. I've got it taken care of. Let's take it outside and I'll show you what we got whooped into shape. These are all the buildings from a few days, a day ago, 2 days ago. The terminal right here. Came out amazing. This one was like flooded with mouth urine, and all the parts were broken and loose off of it. Came out really nice. The interlock towers, sure, everything's marked, labeled. I know whose model it is. There's that one that was all really bad with the poo. Oh, water towers. All the parts that were broken off, I found. Almost all of them, except for some little tiny things. Yeah, it just came out so nice. This building right here, it's not a scratch build because it's got this going on inside of it. I can't find out who made this. If this is a Walthers, no idea. And I searched and searched and searched. I never did find the blown out end on this right here. This is that big barn, but I found out who made it, so I can order up another one if I was so inclined. This was one of them that got completely rebuilt. This is the Co-op grain elevator, and I'm hoping that I can find a before image of these because they were bad. I think I did a complete repaint, disassemble, repaint. This building right here, I don't know who did it. I don't know whose it is. This is what it looked like. I think it had a forklift on the deck. This one was really bad in the urine. I found some more parts for this. The best I can come up with is that it is a scratch, not scratch built, but it's been kit bashed really heavily because we just can't find nothing for it. And so I'm missing the slide, that part right down there. I was able to ID all the residential buildings. A lot of these were Tycos. These, Bipola. Oh yeah, everything just came out great on them. We've got containers like this and things like this. These are dirty, and they've got the cat, and they've got the mouse, and the barn dust and smell on them and everything. If you can't find it, it ain't no good to have the parts on hand. I've got all of these little trays. They need to be washed up. We've got brand new gates and fencing. There's hand railings and ladders and all of this stuff. Docks up the wazittle, windows, doors. I'm going to have to figure out what pieces I want to keep, and we're going to organize them. These are fuel pumps, or things that you'd use at an automotive repair shop. There is a refinery on this layout. It's down in this box right here. I haven't really got into that. So I'm going to spend probably the rest of the night organizing all this. Leftover big pieces for when they were building parts of the kit. You know how you just save all that stuff. It's got to be labeled. I'll spend the rest of the weekend finishing up all this stuff, and then individual boxes. These sheets that I made, they go in my master catalog of all the buildings that I have. So if you got an idea of what you want to build, flip through it. Oh yeah, for a scene, oh, I got one of those. Let's put those in here. That makes it really, really easy. The big ones here, we'll work on those probably at nighttime, getting those stabilized and then put it in one big box. So every piece is going to be stored beautifully right now. I want to thank the 33%ers for hanging out with us through the whole video right here. Also want to thank all the channel members out there. People ask me about what's this membership thing about. That's through the YouTube. Underneath the video, you know, with a computer or a tablet, there's a join, and you click on it, and then it'll tell you what's happening and what goes, you know, the different tiers that's available. It's a kind of an extra fundraiser for the channel to make money. That money helps me pay the rent on that big storage unit up there that the train layout is in right now. Hobby season is upon us. The fall and the winter. Soon it's going to be like full-blown hobby season. I'm going to be stoked about that. And then I can really get some stuff done. Our classic model of the week is Eartha Kitt. She's the gal that played the Catwoman in the 60s Batman. She was the second Catwoman actress that played it, from what I understand. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you next week. If you want to stick around and watch another video, check this one out right here. Bye-bye.